It's kind of nice to be able to sit like
I
on the
know.
couch. When
And
Joel
not
figured that out, he was like, "Oh, Kayla's gonna be happy." I was like, "Yes, she is."
yeah, like, not only Caleb but me, and then I don't have to move the freaking couch every time.
500 feet away for real, and then have it stuck like that for a week.
I know.
Because
So you're like, I have to move it back.
I'm just lazy. Lazy. Why? Have you seen that video where it's like they're like, "What? Yeah, she won't get up. She won't go out." And she goes, "Why? Because I'm lazy."
Yeah, I have seen that one.
That's me. That's 100% me. Once I get off work, I'm like, "No, I'm done."
Mm-hmm. Yep, I feel that. I feel that to my core.
Okay. So you said you had some coffee.
Oh, well, it was supposed to be tea,
I
but
know.
you know.
I was just messing with you. I was like, she said coffee cup. I love coffee.
So,
Are you comfortable talking about it?
if you don't break your microphone first.
I
um.
gotta stop fiddling with stuff. I need to get a fidget cube.
Oh yeah. What did you do? Is that frosting?
No, this is airbrush dye. So I was airbrushing a bunch of cupcakes today.
Uh,
Yeah, my hands are like destroyed.
yeah, the year me stuck like that for.
The day yesterday, my hands were black because I made all those teddy bear cake pops and I was painting the
Mhm.
faces on individually. And I don't know how. In true summer fashion, I had it like all the way up my finger, in my crevice here. Oh, look at down my arm. You can tell I decorated cakes today. That's
Yeah.
what I did
Mhm.
today. So,
Also, did you regret your life when you were hand painting those little teddy bears?
yes, instantly.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, I started thinking too. I was like, about halfway through, I think it was like 9:30, and I was like, I could call Kayla right now and she could come help me, and it could be like the reindeer thing all over again. And seriously, the whole time, because I did call you like in the middle of it, and the whole time I was like, I wish Kayla was here.
Yesterday?
The day before, Saturday night.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. When you
yeah,
were asking me about Fortnite.
yep, yeah. I
Mhm.
was painting cake pops.
Mhm. Mhm. And then you posted them on Facebook. And I was like, "Ugh." You're like, "Would you pay $2?" And I was about to say I would pay $400 for you.
I thought about making extra dough too, like cake pop dough,
Mhm.
because Brittany and Connor and Sophia,
Mhm.
they love just the cake pop dough.
Really?
Yeah, they like when I make cake pops. They don't mind, but it's just so much easier to just give them a bag of dough and be
Dough.
like, "Here, you can
Merry
have it."
Christmas.
Yeah. Speaking of, I saw her yesterday.
Mhm.
She looks good.
Is she?
Yeah,
She's
she
not
looks good.
better. Is she still?
I have no idea. I didn't want to ask. Yeah, it's a whole sticky situation. So, but Bubba's birthday was last month, and I got
Oh.
her right on his cake. She came in
How
and
old is
picked out a
he?
cake.
5
Four.
or 4?
3.
Because who had him in 2020?
20, 2021. And he just turned 1. So yeah, he's 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Oh my god.
Wow.
I love him so much.
I can't believe how much it's so sad to me because like I even have like little baby patients that I have done like injections on, like vaccines on,
Mm.
and they come in and I'm like, you were just born last time I saw you.
Oh, it's like it's time for your 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, that makes me
Hmm.
so sad.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I told you, but the other day I actually saw one of my kids from the daycare
Hmm.
when I was like 17.
Oh my goodness, it might be like 10.
They're like, don't say that. I'm not that old. Oh yeah, I'm turning 26.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just a 23-year-old girl.
No.
um, no, I'm trying to think. Hold on. 17, 18, 16, 17, or 18. Oh, are they getting that age? Oh God.
Mhm.
Anyway, saw one of them, and he was like full on sitting in the car, like having a conversation with his mom. And I was like, last
Aw.
time I saw you, like you couldn't say a single word. And he's like fully grown, like wearing socks and shoes. And I'm like, this is crazy. What is
Mhm.
happening?
Mhm.
Yeah, it breaks my heart. I hate
Man,
seeing them grow up.
you should get it to where
It
You
can
just
stay.
yeah.
I need to find out if I can go into settings and do that. Anyway, are you okay talking to me while figure this out?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. What's your tea?
So, it's about Katie and the boys and how
I was wondering when you said you wanted to get away from him. I was like, what's going
yeah.
on?
So we had to move back into the house or move into the house for the camper stuff.
Hmm.
And since we moved in, I think we moved in last Tuesday. On my birthday is when we moved in. So last Tuesday. And it's made it even more noticeable that Katie does not do much with the boys. Like, um, she will like literally if you were to go to the house, she'd be just in her room on the phone talking, FaceTiming with whoever the heck she's FaceTiming, and the boys are out running around downstairs
Now, for context, how old are they?
too. Mhm.
Yeah.
And then so like the youngest, I'm just gonna say initials for the little ones.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he would when he wants attention or if he's like upset about something, he will like claw himself in the face until she gets enough of it and then of him crying and then we'll try to correct him from it.
Well, yeah, because that's the only way he can get attention. So
Hmm.
that makes complete sense.
And so
Because any tension is attention.
tension. And so like the last week or so, 6 days that we've been staying inside, every morning he'll be out up by his gate that's by the door, hitting himself in the
Oh my
face
god.
and crying to try to get her to wake up to get him and get ready for the day. And it's like every day around like 6 o'clock in the morning is when he's awake. So he's crying until for about 2 hours.
That's so sad because six isn't even like that early.
No.
Realistically, like nowadays, because of my job, I get up at 5.
Mm-hmm.
So like 6 is sleeping in.
Yeah, and that's where I'm like, if you know your son wakes up so early,
Yeah. And
set
they
your
probably go to
alarm.
bed at a reasonable
They go
time.
to bed at 9 o'clock in the morning at nighttime.
Exactly. So that even gives you an extra hour to stay up.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
But so he's been doing that every day, and then so last week, one of the days they were leaving, and she just gave them like bagel, like a one bagel, and just gave them each the half. Like just put like when you cut it down the middle,
Hmm.
one had one side, the other one had the other side. So she was in the room. I think she was getting herself dressed, and I come out, and I'm like, okay, like correct. Yes, bread will fill them up, but they're growing
But they're growing
boys. They
boys.
need more than just bread.
One, they're boys. Two, they're two.
Mhm.
Three, they're walking around and running. Like this is their most active age between
Mhm.
now and like 7 or 8.
Mhm.
And you're gonna give them bread,
For the first
which
thing in the
is
morning.
carbohydrates.
Mhm.
And yeah, that's gonna get them going, but they're gonna need something else.
Yep. And so I got up in the middle, so I was like getting dressed and stuff to go to work. So then I stopped and made them because they like blueberries and stuff like
Mm.
that. So then I made them. She had like Greek yogurt in the refrigerator. So I made blueberries and put some Greek yogurt into it
Oh
so that they
yeah,
have like some fruit and like a milk.
substance.
Yeah, other than just a bagel.
Yeah.
And then the other day, I think it was Friday or Saturday, one of the 2 days, she gave them just a granola bar. Like literally one of the granola bars and went right back into the room that morning and didn't do anything else with them. And I was like, it was Saturday because then we had to leave because to go help with fixing of John's grandmother's house.
Hmm.
And then um, this morning he was up. So John woke up shortly after 6 o'clock from hearing,
Probably from hearing him
oh,
cry, obviously. Yeah.
yep, smacking himself and crying. And around like, so my alarm went off at 7:15 this morning, and around like 7:20 he was like, babe, I can't do this any longer. Like, she needs to wake
So
up
for an
and
hour
get
and a
it.
half.
To wake up and get him, like, to stop doing that.
Yeah.
So I woke up and I was like, okay, I'll go check on him. And I went, grabbed him. His brother was up as well, and he was just laying on the bed. I grabbed both the boys and I put them on the couch and put a blanket around, like, on them.
I would have threw him in the bed with her. Honestly, I would have been like, "Your kids. These are your
So
kids."
apparently she told Dave that she was out late helping some person with their goats. And I was like,
Bullshit.
even if you have, even if it was like a job where you're working with someone else and you were just under them, you're a mom first. Like, you
Mhm.
need to set your hours to where you can do it. Maybe latest is 10 o'clock, but you have to be home 10 o'clock. So that way you can be in bed and ready for your day instead of being out all hours of the night and then coming home and your boys are up
Yeah.
and you're not doing anything other than just sleeping in your bedroom or watching TV or any of all that other stuff. But I was just like, I told Dave, I was like, I wish you would just wake up with the boys. Like, it's not, I understand her and I are both not morning people,
No, but I feel like when
but
you have the maternal instinct, like it's
it,
gonna be different. When you
mm-hmm,
have a kid, you're not a morning person now because it's just you.
mm-hmm. Well, and even with the boys when they were younger, when Owen would wake up early in the morning, I would still wake up with him
Exactly.
and I would still grab him and get ready for my day and get dressed. And he's laying on the bed, and I have a little kids show playing while I'm trying to get my teeth brushed and
It's
ready for the day.
it's really I think she was told her whole life that having kids is hard.
Mhm.
This is gonna be hard. You're gonna have to give up so much. And it's not the case. You can make your kids a part of your life instead of a boulder in your life.
Mhm.
That's the other thing. Like they're supposed to be added
Mhm.
to your life. They're not supposed to be a nuisance. They're not supposed to be like a chore.
Yeah.
Is it gonna be choring? Yes, there's
Yes.
gonna be
Mhm.
days where it's gonna be a chore.
Oh yeah.
But there's definitely should be more days of you feeling like these kids complete my life
Mhm.
than these kids are ruining my life
Yeah. No, and
or making it harder.
so Dave and Wilma were gone this weekend, so they left to go have
So she
their
didn't have a babysitter.
so they left Valentine's for their Valentine's Day
Aw.
getaway from all the stress of having to deal with the boys every night, every other night,
Yeah.
plus having them taking care of them on the weekends because she's out doing whatever the fuck she's doing out around town. Um, and so Friday night, so they left Friday afternoon. And then Friday night, she had the mom and sister of one of the multiple guys that she's talking to babysit the boys
No.
that night.
No.
And then so she told them that she would be home no later than 11 o'clock. John and I didn't go to bed till almost midnight, and she was barely even home. I was like, if
Was she
you
pulling in or anything or
so I we went to take a shower after 11:15, and I was done with the shower by like 11:45 ish, and I think she had just gotten home about 11:45. And I was like, you can't do that to people, especially if you tell them that you're going to be home at a certain
a
time. You
specific
need to
time?
be
Yeah.
home
Like
at that time.
you just say, "Hey, we'll be home later."
Hmm. Yeah, like when I babysit my nieces, they don't tell me what time frame. I'm like,
Exactly. So just
you guys do
yeah.
whatever you want to do. Like, I'm
It's
just
better than
here.
being like, "I'm gonna be there at 9," and then
Hmm.
it's 10:30 and you're like, "What the fuck? You said 9."
Yeah, because they babysitters plan.
Accordingly.
Hmm.
Yeah. Or like especially because you said it was a mom and a daughter.
Hmm. And the daughter was like maybe middle
And
school,
what day of
high
the week was this?
Friday night.
Okay. I was gonna say, and if it's a school night,
Hmm.
the fuck?
Yeah. So yeah, the daughter is like, mm, I would say maybe eighth grade going into like high school
Maybe.
age.
Yeah.
Um,
They can handle the late nights a little bit
hmm.
more.
But and the boys go to bed. around 9 o'clock. They got there after 8. And I was like, why did you couldn't have
And
spent the extra hour?
wind down time takes a while for kids too,
Hmm.
that's the other thing.
And I was like, well, you couldn't just stay the extra hour to put your kids to bed. Like,
Ugh,
seriously, the extra. She didn't leave until 8:30 yet, so she couldn't wait the extra 30 minutes to put her boys to bed.
yeah.
We got home that night after like 6, 7 o'clock.
This was Friday
Yeah,
night.
and she was doing her makeup, getting ready to go out to the bars, and the boys were running around doing all this other stuff, and she's not paying attention to them. She's on the phone with the guy, some guy that she's talking to, and just like completely ignoring the boys.
Breaks my heart.
And then, so that was Friday night. Saturday night, um,
It'd be one thing if it was every once in a while, that's the other thing. The fact that you're still in the same week and there's been 3 incidences, like, yeah, like I just said, every once in a while is understandable.
mhm,
But the fact that in 1 week there's been at least 2,
mhm,
and you're about to go on a 3rd and it's Saturday.
yeah, no, Saturday night she had some guy that she's been having sex with
Nice.
stay the night at the house. So he stays the night almost every week. The woman and Dave are pissed about it because they did not allow him
Yeah.
to stay at
That's
the
their
house.
house. She's staying there
Mhm.
and she's inviting guests to their house.
Mhm.
Does she not understand
No.
that?
Mm-mm. Nope.
That is one thing, like, when I did live with my parents, I tried to respect. Like,
Mhm.
they're like, Joel cannot be here past this
This
time.
time.
I'd be like, okay.
Mhm.
And I get it. Girl company is different. Like, you are allowed to be like, hey, Kayla's coming over. Okay, Kayla's
True.
staying the night now.
Right? They're like,
So,
it's Kayla, whatever.
yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
But, like, out of respect for your parents, you have to be able to, one, communicate and ask,
Mhm.
and two, I get it. She's an adult, yes. But if you're an adult and you want that own free will, then get your own place.
Mhm.
Get your own place. If you're taking goat calls that late at night and being out till after midnight, start charging them $2 extra an hour
And
between the
after.
hours of 12 and 6
Mhm.
a.m.
Yep.
Like, start making the extra money.
Mhm.
Get yourself and your kids out of there.
Mhm. Yeah.
I'm afraid, though, if she gets out of there, what's going to happen with the kids?
So John is to the point where he's ready to call CPS on her because he's like, from what I'm seeing, she's not doing anything with the boys. She'll let them graze all day, and then dinner time they'll have their big meal, but they're grazing all day up until dinner time. So
One,
when
it's
dinner
mostly
time, they're
Joan,
not hungry.
probably. Is
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
And so he's like, I'm half tempted to call CPS. And I'm to the point where I'm like, I'm about to message her ex, not even ex husband yet, because they're not even divorced,
Yeah.
to be like,
You
you
guys
need
need
to
to start
come
writing down
figuring
incidences,
out
though.
your boys.
Yeah. You guys need to start writing down incidents because, unfortunately, with any kind of protective services, they can't do anything without dates and times.
Hmm.
So it'll go unheard. But everybody is a mandated reporter.
Yep.
So that is one thing. I mean, I don't know if you know, but when I was a kid, I had CPS called on my mom and dad
Hmm.
twice.
Really?
Yeah, because the stuff I used to go to school and say, and everyone's mandated reporter. I mean, hats off to the teachers for doing the right thing.
Oh, yeah. And it's even more so as a nurse, a teacher,
Hmm.
police officer, doctor. Like, it's
Any
even
kind
more
of
so.
public service, any kind of person in public, yeah,
Hmm.
you're a mandated reporter, and don't be afraid to use it. That's the other thing, especially if John is feeling a call into it. Somebody who is so go with the flow like John is,
Hmm.
and just like you do you, boo boo.
Hmm.
That's saying something.
Yeah. He was like, so because of the whole of him smacking himself in the face, and like she'll go up to him and be like, don't do that. Don't do that. You're okay. Don't do that. And then she'll walk off back into her room and leave him to
Well, and I get it. Don't coddle him, but at the same time, it's because you haven't
ignore
paid
him
him
from,
you
yeah.
paid attention to him that he is doing this.
Mhm.
So now the opposite is coddling, unfortunately. Like,
Mhm.
they need some kind of direct love and undivided attention.
Mhm. Yeah, especially for that age, but she won't do that. She would rather just sit and talk on the phone and watch TV in her
She'd
bedroom.
rather be 16.
Mhm.
That's unfortunate,
Yeah.
especially for people like you and I actually wanting kids.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, and I have a coworker who wants a kid and, like, trying, like, going to Utah to go
Oh,
do stuff to try to
in
get
vitro
kids.
and stuff.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Well, and oh my god, it breaks my heart. Bailey, my cup girl,
"Mhm,
they've been trying for years, and they've been going to Denver,
mhm,
and medically nothing is wrong with them.
mhm."
Nothing. They can't figure out anything. They just haven't been able to.
Yep, no. Yeah, my coworker went to Utah because she wanted to have like, there's a way where they can, like, unclog your, like,
Fallopian tubes?
tubes. Yeah,
Is it fallopian?
yeah.
Okay.
Your fallopian tubes so that way like there's nothing in the way of the egg and sperm and all of that stuff. So she like went to Utah to get like start doing all of that stuff and getting his semen tested and
That's
her
awesome.
eggs tested and all of that stuff.
That's good. Does your healthcare? Well,
No.
no, so it's all out of
She
pocket.
so it's a good thing her husband's a firefighter. So they pay for their insurance. So
See,
their fire department pays for it.
I hear mixed things about firefighters. I hear a good majority of them are volunteer, and I hear that some of them get paid good money. So I'm really confused. Like, do they make good money or are they volunteers?
No, he is a like actual like went to
Like a
good
chief?
schooling.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
and did all of that. So
Gotcha.
he's like a firefighter. Um,
He fights with fires. He
yeah, he
Mike
does.
Tyson's those flames.
Yep.
Fucking roundhouse kicks him
But
in the
yeah, I
face.
was telling her about it too, and she's like, I just don't understand how like we're trying for kids and people who don't deserve or don't want to be
Have
parents,
so
so
many.
many kids.
So many.
Mhm.
Yeah, and you know what's kind of funny too is like it's good kids. Like they have pretty decent kids too. It's
Mhm.
like you're such a piece of shit. How is your kid
So
good?
good.
Like how is Tommy such a good boy, Sharon?
Mhm.
Because you're a piece of shit.
Mhm. Yeah.
That is one thing I have noticed. Not to say that
All of them
all
are.
families are like that, but a
Mhm.
good majority around here are.
Mhm.
I see it every day in the freaking stores.
Mhm.
And then the freaking crackhead moms are screaming and yanking him down the aisles, and it's
Mhm.
like, dude, he's acting out because you're a piece of shit mom, and he just wanted to look at a toy.
Yep, and you're acting out because he wants to look at a toy. So
Yeah,
you cause it's
you
a chain
could.
reaction, you know.
You caused the meltdown.
Yep.
You have to deal with it.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, she had him over Thursday night. She told us that he was coming over. And then Friday night she went out. There's Saturday night he came over again. And then Sunday, Wilma and Dave got home.
Where did they go?
They went to Moab.
Oh, that's cute.
Hmm.
I love that.
Um, and so we got home shortly after 6 o'clock because we were at his John's grandparents' house because they were doing like a family
That's
Valentine's Day dinner.
oh Sunday.
Last night.
So, where do they live? Delta?
No, they live here in Grand Junction.
They all live here in Junction.
hmm
His dad and everything?
His dad lives in Montrose.
That's the one that I was
hmm
thinking of. So his grandparents all live here in town?
hmm His grandparents and his great grandmothers both live here in town.
Okay, so when I called you Saturday, I did not realize they were in town. I thought you were like all the way down in Delta. That's why I was like, don't worry about it. No, you're good. Like, no, don't stress about
Yeah,
it.
no, I was here in town. I was just
Are they pretty
on
close to here or are they like on the other side?
Patterson.
Oh, yeah. That's
hmm
right there.
hmm Yeah. So we got home from his grandparents' house from the dinner after like 7 o'clock, and woman Katie were talking, and so like we walk in, like getting ready to get ready for the night, ending of our night, and Wilma stops and comes talk to me about like if we made dinner that weekend, or she was like, you guys ate out all weekend?" I was like, "Yeah, because we've been busy, like not being at home
Yeah.
all weekend. Like we've been helping with the
It was
renovation
just
stuff."
chicken nuggies.
Right? And Katie comes over and she was like, "Are we gonna finish having our conversation?" And Mom was like, "No, like I'm not having our finish a conversation while you're on the phone. Like, I'm not doing that.
Yeah.
Because the whole time she was either FaceTiming or on speakerphone with some people. I have no idea. Because that's what she does. She always has her important conversations while there's people on the phone. And Wilma was like,
Probably talk
no.
shit about it later.
Mm-hmm. And so Wilma was like, no, not one, I don't want to continue talking about it. We would talk about it later. And two, you're on the phone. Like, I'm not going to talk to you about this
Yeah, I
while you're on the
need your
phone.
attention.
Mm-hmm.
This is a serious
And so
conversation.
then Katie was like, um, well, you said that you missed the boys and that you would watch them until 8 p.m. And we got home like after 7. So a whole 30 minutes, 30, 45 minutes before 8 p.m. And she was like, yeah, I did say that. But it's the time. And Wilma was just over the conversation. She was like, no, I'm not going to do it. And Katie got pissed off and was like, fine then. You should have just said that, you fucking stupid, dumb cunt. To Wilma.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. And I looked at Wilma and I was like,
Uh, like, what?
what?
And she's your pride and joy.
And I told my coworkers that, and they were like, if I would have told that to my mother, she would have slapped me down to the ground. I was like, if
Before
that
I
would have,
even got to cunt,
yeah,
before I even got to that word,
yeah,
my mom would have been like,
excuse you?
oh my God, I would have been smacked into next Tuesday.
And I was like, yeah, she's lucky that she wasn't around my biological mother because she would have been on the ground, knocked out.
She's lucky that I wasn't fucking around. I wouldn't have knocked her out, but I would have been like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Yeah,
Like,
like,
Wilma is not perfect. Nobody is, but you do not talk to your mother like that.
no,
You don't talk to
especially
any woman like
like
that,
that.
regardless.
No, especially because they said no, that they're not going to watch your children so you can go out and go do whatever the fuck you
Because
want to go
they
do.
drew a line to you taking advantage of them.
Mhm.
You're gonna call her that.
Yeah.
And
And
right. Were the kids around?
they were in the dining room. But yeah,
Were
they were
they in
upstairs.
earshot?
Mhm.
Okay. People think people think kids don't listen.
Mhm.
Kids hear everything.
Everything.
They're not fucking stupid. They're tiny
Mhm.
little humans.
Yeah. And I was like,
Don't do that around your kids.
first of all, Wilma and Dave just got home from vacation. They're now trying to get ready for their work week. They don't have time to stop what they're doing from unpacking and everything else to then watch your kids because
And
you don't want to be a mother at home
they've already raised their kids. That's the other thing. Wilma
hmm
and Dave have already raised their kids.
for
It
a long
a long
time.
time, a lot longer than they
You
probably should
should
have.
have, yeah.
I mean, they had kids when even I was around. We were both 21 and 22.
hmm
I was actually just thinking about that today. When we get to a giggly part, we'll bring up my 21st birthday
Okay.
because I was just thinking about that. Anyway, yeah, no. The last thing they want to do is come home from relaxing and rejuvenating to back to raising kids when
hmm
they don't have to. They're not even their fucking
They're
kids.
not their kids.
They're grandkids. It should
hmm
be a
I
hey,
miss my grandkids. I
yeah,
want to see
let's
them
watch
every
a
once in a while.
movie and
Yeah.
like not have to like not care for them, but like
Not care for them.
parent them.
hmm
Shouldn't have to parent.
No, they
Should
should
be
be
able to
the.
grandparent them.
hmm But so then, um,
There's more.
oh yeah.
Oh shit.
So we got home. I went
Did you
downstairs.
say anything to her or did you look what did you
No, I just looked at Wilma and I was like,
was your mouth open?
yeah. I was like, are you serious? Like,
Uh,
I was like, okay. And so John had finished talking to Dave because he was talking to Dave about stuff, about their weekend and all that other stuff. And so he was done talking to Dave. And I was like, okay, this is the plan for the camper. We're going downstairs. Like, I can't deal with this. So then we go downstairs.
did you tell John what happened?
Oh, yeah, I did when we got in the room.
What did he say?
He was like,
Are you kidding me?
yeah, he was like, are you serious? Like, that's their job. They did not want to come home and
Yeah,
then deal with
everything that
grandkids.
we're saying. Yeah.
Yeah. And
What?
he was like, are you, and I was like, I know. I don't know what's going on. And so, um, my plan was for last night was to do my hair, straighten my hair. So I was tired of having it curly, and I'm sure part of the reason why it's uneven is because they rip it out when I'm brushing my hair when I'm curly.
Well, and it okay, so I will tell you from what I've learned, because
Mhm.
you said your hair was uneven.
Mhm.
From what I heard, when you cut curly hair, that's how they have to cut it.
Mhm.
So the curls line up.
Yeah.
So when you said that, I was like, no, it's not like it's supposed to be, but it's like noticeably bad.
Yeah, like if I were to take my hair out of the hair clip right now,
Take it out.
and you can see like at the ends,
Let your hair down, Rapunzel. Let's go.
I'll show you. So like at the ends, you can see like it's un. Hold on.
Massage that scalp.
Well, I got annoyed with my hair today, so I put a hair clip in it because I was over it. So you can see like
How long did it take you to straighten? It takes you like
so
an hour or so,
usually
right?
it takes about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It took me about 2 hours last night because I
Ooh.
was dealing with the boys.
Oh, okay. So
Mhm.
you had some intermissions.
Mhm. So
You're gonna get up and show me.
no, I'm just gonna. So you can
Okay,
see how
yeah.
even it is, whereas like part of it's like almost to the middle of my back, and part of it's like
Yeah, what the heck?
way shorter. So
So what do
yeah.
you think it's from again?
Um, for me, brushing my hair while it's curly and like you're supposed to brush your hair when it's wet
Yeah.
for curly
So it
hair.
slides out.
And
Easier,
a
right?
lot of the times, so like I would wash my hair and then that night I would brush it. And then I don't have to brush it for the rest of the week because it's ready. Because I don't re wet it throughout the week. And then I just brush it.
Who's texting me? Because everybody I care about is here.
Well, not me.
Did you get the taxes figured out? Two, it was mi madre.
No. Help.
No.
Send help.
Every time I hit review, loads for 20
It
hours.
tells me I owe more money.
Ah, shit. I hope not.
But so yeah,
I'm just
so
gonna say yes.
you're right. So my plan was to straighten my hair because I was tired of it being curly and having to wet it every freaking morning because it's annoying.
Do you use oil and stuff?
Hmm.
Okay.
So I try not to use it a lot throughout the week because one, it's expensive, and two, makes my hair oily, and I don't like having my hair super early.
Hair oil makes your hair
Super
oily?
oily. I don't like it super oily. So I start blow drying my hair, and then I hear C crying, like by the bedroom door, like by our
Is
bedroom
she home
door.
at this point?
Yeah, she's
Last night?
downstairs on the phone in her bedroom.
We you know what we should do? We should switch out her phone and get her a phone with minutes.
Right.
And when she runs out of minutes, I'll be like, oh, that's it. No more communication for the rest of the week.
Guess you got to deal with your boys.
Oh god, it'd be so bad though if you and I had minutes because there's sometimes Joel's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "Kayla." He's like, "See you in an hour."
Yeah, fair point.
I'm like, sometimes I just get caught up and we
Right?
just bullshit.
Right? But yeah, so she was on the phone. I think she was doing like a counseling session, but I
Oh,
couldn't
okay.
tell because like it sounded more like she was just talking to friends on the phone instead of like an actual
I mean,
counseling
isn't
session.
that counseling?
But it was weird because like so like usually a counseling session when you're on the phone is like maybe an hour, hour and a half.
Oh yeah, it's
She
supposed to
was
be.
on the phone like we went to bed after the boys went to bed and she was still on the phone with the same group of people.
That's weird.
And that was like 9 o'clock. So I was like, it's very weird that I don't think it was
And
a
on a
counseling.
Sunday night.
Yeah.
Okay, to be fair though, Joel's counseling is at 8 p.m. on Sunday nights for an hour,
No.
but
It
it's only
was
an hour, so
but
that is
and
really
she was on
weird.
the phone with them when we got home after 7.
Oof.
Mhm. So I don't really know who she was on the phone with.
Get all the therapy you need, sister. If that's therapy, God knows you need it.
Right.
Actually,
So
we know you
we
need
yeah.
it.
So she was on the phone and she comes over and is crying at the door. So I open the door because I have it cracked a little bit so I can hear the boys. And I was like, "What's wrong?" And he was like, "Just crying." And I was like, so I'm like holding him and I'm like consoling him, consoling him.
Consulting him on
And
buying a house.
then like just hold like hugging him and like patting him on the back, like it's okay, like what's wrong? And then he finally calms down. And then he was like, um, I asked him something, and he was like, no. So I was like, oh, do you want crackers? And so he was like, no. And I was like, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to your brother. And he was like, looked at me, and I was like, okay. So I gave O crackers, and that's when she wanted crackers. And then I gave them like grapes and stuff, like a bowl of grapes and
Did you
some
cut them?
water. No, they just eat them whole. No, no, they have more than enough teeth in their mouth. They just
You stress me out.
so.
I choke on grapes and gum. Somebody should cut my gum up before they feed it to me.
Well, that's a
That's
problem.
a problem. Should I talk to a therapist?
I don't know if it's a therapist that you
Is
need to
it
talk about.
orthodontist? Is that who I talk
Yeah,
to?
yeah. But so I gave him a bowl of baked grapes, and then I go back to.
I
Well,
don't
before I
want
even go
grapes.
back
I don't
to,
know.
because they like fruits. They really do enjoy eating fruits, and I was like, I'm not trying to
It's
make
because they
them.
got a sweet tooth.
Hmm.
That's gonna be so much fun when they're older.
Oh yeah, and I didn't want to make them like cereal, give them like dry cereal in bowls because that's what she does all
Well, yeah, and
day.
that late at night, you can give them something like that, something
Hmm.
easily digestible.
And
Otherwise, they're not
so,
gonna sleep.
right, and so then I was like, I need to finish my hair because like it was almost 9 o'clock by then, and I just had finished blow drying my hair.
Ooh.
And so I gave them a bowl of grapes, and then they sat down for a little bit at their little table that they had. And I think I was sitting up getting the TV like set up so that they can watch like a show that night or last night. And then they come over. Oh, comes over with his bowl, and he's like has his grapes in it. I was like, "Hey, go sit down." And he like went sat down right on the couch where I pointed to him to go sit down. And then T comes over, and he's walking over with his bowl of grapes. I'm like, "Okay, go sit down by your brother." And he sits down.
I want them so bad.
Right? They're like the cutest thing. And so then, because I've been trying to put on, like, if I put on a show for them,
uh,
educational.
Bluey.
I put on Bluey for them.
Damn straight.
I put on, like, this morning, I put on Barney for them.
Barney's not too
Mm-mm, and
bad. Is it
then,
the animated one? Have you seen that?
no, it's the old
The old school?
fashioned, yeah,
Did you get
on Netflix.
some Demi Lovato episodes on there? Some
Yep.
Selena Gomez?
Um,
Hell yeah.
so I put that on for them this morning. But last night, they have, like, Teletubbies on
Ugh.
Netflix.
Yes.
So I put that on. It's the newer one. It's
Yeah.
not the old one, which kind of makes me sad because they changed the song a little bit.
Don't judge me, but I've watched like 2 episodes of that.
Really?
Because just for shits and giggles. I mean, I used to watch Teletubbies growing
All the
up.
time, yeah.
So I was like, I wonder, and I was watching it and I was like, why did I like this show as a kid? And I was like, well, I am an adult now, so it wouldn't be entertaining for me. But
Mhm. Yeah,
meh.
so I put it on, and then O was done with his grapes like before I even got back into the room, so I was giving them juice, like mixing a little bit of apple juice with water
Yeah,
so that way
100%.
they can drink more of their water. And so he comes over and he was like, more grapes. And I was like, okay, do you want more grapes? And he was like, more. And I was like, give him more. And then C was like, he wasn't even done with his grapes yet. Oh, no. C said more first because he was done with his grapes and O was not. And
I'm glad C didn't take from O though.
yeah.
That's cool.
And so I gave them both more grapes. And then Katie comes out. She was like, you having fun yet? And I was like, I don't know. Literally, when she told me that, I was like, I don't know why it's such a burden for you to take care of your own boys. Like, it's not that hard.
No, they're so simple. They seem simple.
Hmm.
They
Like, all
just
you have
want
to do is
attention.
play with them, give them attention. If you really have to go do something, they're perfectly fine with sitting down and watching an episode of Barney or watching a educational show that's not
Yeah.
some type of movie because you don't want to deal with them. And um
You're like, are you?
right, and she's still on the phone with this group of people. And so then yeah, I gave them another bowl of grapes, covered them up with a blanket, and they watched Barney or Teletubbies and ate their grapes until they fell asleep. And
Sweet.
right? And John was the one who told me that O had fallen asleep first because I was like, "Are they seem to be enjoying
I'm
their
glad
show?"
John went out there, yeah.
Because he goes out to go smoke. Um, and I was like, "Does it seem like they're enjoying their show?" And he was like, "Yeah, O is already asleep, and C is like on his way." And a few minutes later, Katie comes out and she's still on the phone with these group of people and sees that O's asleep. And she was like, "Well, this is going to be a problem." And they're like, "What's going on?" And she was like, "Well, I have to get them changed for their pajamas, and he's already
Maybe you
asleep
should have done that,
an hour ago, 30 minutes ago,
yeah,
when you walked past me getting them
when
grapes
you
at
asked if was having fun, when they were
9 o'clock."
crying before that.
Mm-hmm. Um, and then one of the guys was like, "Well," he said something, and she was like, "No, they're not trained yet." And I was like, because she was talking about how she has to get them changed and everything, and that because O is sleeping, so then she has to try to do it to where she doesn't wake him up too much. And I was like, it wouldn't have been a problem if you had just done it at 9 o'clock. Like, he would have been in his pajamas. He would have had just sat down and finished watching his show until he would have fallen asleep or put him into bed. Like, it was not that hard to do so.
Mm-mm.
But part of the reason why I paid more attention to them last night was because she had a guy come over with his two kids
Uh-uh.
right before before we left to go to our Valentine's dinner. And apparently he had a bottle of beer. He had drank some beer before he left, and he threw it away in the trash. And the boys know how to open the trash, and it's a glass bottle. And all of a sudden I hear
Shh.
it banging on their little wood table, and I look out, and O has the glass bottle in his hand, playing with it, and she is not checking on them at all. And I was like, "You knew you had a glass bottle in your trash can, and you hear banging on the table? That sounds a lot different than a toy banging on a table, and you didn't be like, 'Hey, I need to go check on my kids real quick.' That doesn't
Nobody's
sound
gonna
normal."
judge you for that either. If she thinks people are judging her for being a mom, then she's got to sort her
Mhm.
priorities
Yeah.
and maybe find some new friends.
Yeah. No, all of her friends, I'm pretty sure most of her friends don't have kids. Or
She
if they do
chooses
have
guys
kids,
with friends or with kids.
mhm, or if they do have kids, they split them half time with the other parent. And so I'm just like, how is it that they're not my kids, but yet when I get home from work, I take more care of them than you do?
Yeah,
Like,
that's crazy.
that's sad to me.
Do you think she would notice if one of these days you and John, like, I'm not saying packed them up and took them, but like packed them up and like took them to the park?
No,
You don't think she would
she'd
notice?
be like, "No, it's quiet. They probably fell asleep." She probably wouldn't have noticed unless she was going upstairs to go grab something or go to the bathroom, because she's just constantly in her room.
Bring them here.
And like,
We'll play with them and hang out.
right.
That would
And
be fun.
Maya was like, because I told Maya some of the stuff that we've noticed, and she was like, "Do you think she'll be upset if I took them, like asked her to take them on a Wednesday, and I take them to the park and go do stuff with them?" I was like, "No,"
No,
because then
she'd
the last
probably
time,
actually like it and be like,
mm-hmm,
"Oh, finally I can go fuck around."
mm-hmm, yeah. And so, yeah, that's been my weekend of dealing with Katie and over trying not to be at the house. Just like John's over it. He's told his dad, he was like,
I mean, I could tell by the fact that he was like, "You want to go to Summer and Joel's?"
mm-hmm. Well, he told his dad, he was like, "I can't deal with being around Katie because she reminds him of his mom,
Oh,
the alcoholic, rather do anything else than take care of her own kids." And I was like, that's really sad when
when it's
he notices
affecting
that.
another adult too.
Mhm.
Like,
Mhm. Yep.
that breaks my heart.
And so yeah,
Kidnap
and
them, give them to your coworker.
right, like there's two little boys, you can keep
You know
them.
how bad I want twins?
Mhm.
I want twins so fucking bad.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and granted, like, yes, granted, I'm not there for most of the day, but still, from what I'm seeing in the,
Well, you're there on the weekends.
mhm,
That's the difference. Like, you are there during weekends, and what makes weekends different than weekdays?
mhm, nothing,
Exactly. So whatever you're seeing happen during the day on the weekends, it's probably what's happening during the week.
mhm, no, and that's where it makes me sad because, like, with Justin not being at the house anymore, because he was their primary
Oh,
caregiver when he got home from work,
yeah.
and with Justin not being there, all of that has like gone to shits. And I'm pretty sure the reason why Wilma asked me if I why we didn't make dinner the weekend was because she knew that if we
Oh,
made
yeah.
dinner,
She was
we would
probably
have
worried
fed
about
the
the
boys.
boys. Yeah.
And I was like, that's sad. Like, you should be more knowing that your grandkids are going to be fed by your own daughter, who is their mother, than their aunt.
Yeah. That was really sad.
But yeah, so there's that regarding her. And she was like, Justin called me and asked me if I was ready to sit down and talk to him like an adult. And I was like, hmm.
No, from what I see, you're still 12.
Yeah. I was like, hmm. And she's like, yeah, I just don't understand what he means by talking to him as like an adult. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
Obviously.
Like literally, that's what I told her. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I was like, I'm not feeding into you because literally he was right.
Yep.
I've known he's been right this whole time. You can't act like an adult because your mother enables you to act like a child.
Maybe Wilma will have a rude awakening after that comment.
No,
No?
she's because Katie has always talked to her like that, even from when we were in high school.
Really?
Mhm,
I think I remember one other story. Didn't she call her a bitch?
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah, even when we were in high school, and that reminded me of her. She has a high schooler mentality,
Hmm.
like she can't think as an adult.
Even
And I'm like,
worse,
that's the
because
reason
high
why.
schoolers are thinking about their future.
Mhm,
Honestly, like give them a little more credit. She almost has like a middle school fresh into high school
mhm,
mentality because she's just living in the now.
yep,
She has no plans for the future. She started her own little the goat thing is like a babysitting business that you
mhm,
pick up in 8th grade, you know?
yeah,
The kids are like a just an inconvenience,
mhm,
obviously.
yep,
And that's very unfortunate because there's a father in the picture who really wants to be in the picture and you can tell he wants custody
mhm.
and wants to be there and she's preventing that.
Oh yeah, no, and that's where, um,
All for the sake of an image.
mhm.
Cuz she does. She plays the image.
Oh
I've
yeah,
seen
she
her in
does.
public.
Mhm. She can play a great mom when there's other people around,
Oh
but as
yeah.
soon as other people are not around.
I think it's so funny. How long have we been friends? And she's known of me 5 years,
Mhm,
5 almost 6 years,
mhm,
and she still puts on an image for me when I'm around.
mhm.
And I'm like, bitch,
Yeah,
I am literally best friends with your sister.
mhm.
Like she tells me everything.
Yeah, yeah,
I know that
mhm.
this is a show.
Yeah.
I'm gonna show up one of these days with like a little Oscar and be like, this is for you for 6 years now.
The best acting award goes to you.
Yes,
Yeah.
you win.
Mhm. Yeah, no, when the mom of the one of the guys she was talking to came over, she was
The
like,
mom of one of the guys?
"Yeah, to babysit the boys Friday night."
Mom. Oh, I thought you meant the wife and the
No,
daughter of one of the guys,
no.
the ex-wife or whatever. The
The
mom.
mom of one of the guys she's
Is this
talking to,
guy 17? Why
he lives out of town. He works out of town.
would
So she talks on the phone with him all day,
how does she
most of the
know the
time.
mom already? That's my crazy like
Because
she helped her with her goats.
at that and because of 4-H. She was a 4-H mom when we were in 4-H. Mhm. So one of the conversations that I overheard her telling this lady was, "You're the mom that I never thought I knew or that I never thought I needed." And I was like, "Woman was not perfect by all means."
but she loved you probably more than any of the other
any
kids.
other kids.
And she still
Even
does, even though
mhm,
you've literally spat in
allow
her face, bit her hand that was feeding you. Like,
mhm,
you've been a giant walking fucking twat waffle, and she
mhm.
still loves you.
Yep, allows you to still do whatever the fuck you wanna do
Yep, and
because
she's always there to back you, always there to
mhm,
catch you.
yep,
That's a good mom. I'm sorry,
mhm.
that is a good mom. Wilma is not the greatest. No mom is. No
No,
mom is the greatest.
no.
But she is a good mom. She
Mhm.
is. Because you have to admit, if you absolutely needed something,
She'll be there to get to do it
a
for you.
100%.
Mhm,
And then some,
mhm.
you know?
Yeah,
So,
and I was like, "Are you okay?" And then last night when the guy came over, she was sitting out in the living room with the boys and
put on
pretending
a
to be
show.
a good mom. And I'm like, you can only fool somebody for so long before they see your true
Yeah.
colors. And John's like, if a guy knew how much of a shitty mom she was, they would not want to be with her.
Or even just a shitty person. I'm sorry, she really kind of is. She hasn't done anything to redeem herself besides showing me her acting skills.
Hmm.
And even then, like,
It's over the top.
yeah,
So over the top.
like, I'm trying to think. Oh, I ran into her at Target with the boys
Mm-hmm.
a long time ago, like 6 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, Katie, hi, blah, 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 said hi. I do not like saying hi to people I know in public.
Right.
I'm gonna be straight with you, and I tell this to everybody, and it's seriously not even a joke. If I ran into Joel
I'm
and
like,
he was supposed to be at
walk the
work
other
and
way.
I was supposed to be at work, like, I would not say hi to my own husband in public
Yeah.
because I just don't like talking to people in
Right.
public.
Yeah.
And I think I've even honestly, truly done it with you because I'm just like, she's my best friend, but I just don't feel like talking right now.
Right.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
I'll text you. Hey, I saw you.
Mm-hmm. I'm
It's
like,
it's
okay.
no offense. It's just
Nah.
I don't. Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so I walked up to her and I was like, because I'm trying to be better. I'm trying. I'm trying. That's every once in a while.
Right.
So I walked up and I was like, "Hi, how are you?" "Oh, hi. I'm just taking the boys out shopping."
Mm-hmm.
Blah, blah, blah. Just, like this whole spiel, and then, like, she tried to throw in like a pity story, and then I do notice that about her. She'll, "Hi, how are you?" Tell you what she's doing, pity story, what she's gonna do. Have a good day, bye.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that was weird. Okay. Because I've also seen her in private. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, her baby shower or the boys' whatever we had at Stacy and Zach's,
Oh, yeah, those are supposed to be their like baby shower
something
before the
like that.
boys
Yeah.
came. Yeah. Hmm.
And I've seen her like,
In her natural state,
yeah, and
kind of.
When Wilma's around, she's a different person.
Hmm.
She really is.
Hmm.
And then I was like, okay, whatever. And I think I called you afterwards. Hey, I ran into Katie. Like, oh really? And I was like, yeah.
Yep. Nope.
Like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not talking to you.
Worst mistake of my
I
life.
just hate it. I hate it so much.
Yeah.
Then they start the whole like small talk thing, and I'm so
I hate small talk. I hate it so much.
my face can't hide anything. Okay, so that is one thing my mom used to tell me growing up, like, control your tongue, control your tongue, control your tongue. I haven't gotten a whole lot better with my tone, but I have like learned to like not say anything.
Hmm.
But what I don't say comes across on
On
my
the face.
face, and then I just look at him. And so I just recently too, I was like, "Don't look at me like that." And I was like, "I didn't say anything." And she's like, "You don't have to." And I was like, "Okay, it's either say something or control my face. You need to
You
pick one."
choose one or the other because
Yeah,
I
I'm like,
can't do both.
"You can't have both."
No.
I'm
Yeah.
so bad at work because like customers will ask me the stupidest fucking question,
You're like,
and I look at them and I'm like, and then my tone's off. What do you mean? Oh, here, let me help you. Meanwhile, my face is like, are you fucking kidding me?
yeah.
Are
Yep.
you joking right now? Do
Mhm.
I look like I have the fucking time to point something that's right behind you?
Yeah. Yep. No, that's why I like face masks at work because
Oh, do you
sometimes I'm
still have
like,
to wear those?
no, it's only when people come in first when they're sick. But I just learned to just wear them all day. So when people are like saying some stupid stuff to me, I'm like, you don't say. Mm-hmm. And keep typing,
I need
like,
an eye mask.
mm-hmm.
That's what I need. I need to just wear giant sunglasses and only have my mouth so I can be like, really? I hope you have a fantastic
I had a
day.
I had a patient like that today at the end of my day. I was like, Mhm. Just trying, like, I had my mask on, so I was, like, hiding, like, couldn't see my mouth, but I was like,
Sometimes though
"Mhm."
too, like I had this lady come in today and she goes, "Do you have vanilla bean scones?" And I was like, "I'm sorry?"
What?
Because okay, I don't know if you've been into my work, but there's like a cake counter and then there's like a little like archway and then there's the table and that's normally where I stand and do production and
Mhm.
stuff. And then between there between the floor and us is like a good 10-20 feet.
Yeah.
People will stand in front of my cake case and just start talking while I'm turned around facing the sink and I can't see them and they'll be like,
Yeah.
"Where's the banana bread?" And I'm like, "God."
Is that you? Is it my
Yeah, I'm like, "Finally."
time?
Didn't go the way I wanted to, but all right.
Right?
Anyway, so I'm like, "Okay." Or, "Excuse me." Like as quiet as littlest old lady, you can only see her eyes above the cake case. And you're like, "Hello?"
Hello?
Well, this lady goes, "Do you have vanilla bean scones? I can't find the vanilla bean scones anywhere. I looked everywhere. You guys don't have any out here." Literally like that. Before I could even turn around, she got the speech out. I was like, "Okay, Hamilton, calm down." I
Seriously.
turned around and I was like, "I'm sorry?" She's like, "Vanilla bean scones. I've looked everywhere. You don't have any of them anywhere. I don't know where they are." And I literally leaned like just a little bit to my left
Right,
and went right
right
behind
there.
the donut holes. And she's like, "You've got to be kidding me. This is crazy." And I was like, "The fact that you went on a tangent for about 40 seconds about how they weren't out here anywhere." Because I
And
turned around
they're
and I was
right
like, "You
there.
fucking idiot." Like, I don't. And then I was actually saying the other day too, sorry to change the subject,
No,
but
you're
I
good.
want to start laughing. I was talking the other day too that I'd rather just not find what I need than ask somebody for help.
Yeah.
Growing up, we were such like a figure it out, do it yourself type of
Mhm,
family. Like that's how my dad raised us. Like, don't ask stupid questions
mhm,
and just fucking pay attention and observe, and you'll figure it out.
mhm.
And that's how it was.
Yeah.
Well, I was telling Kathy, I was like, I am such like this store could be packed with
Mhm.
workers and helpers and stuff, and I would just be like, excuse me," like, just still trying to get through and find
What you
the
look for.
pink bologna, even
Right.
though in the back of my mind, I'm like, "I know that doesn't exist,
Right.
but there's gotta be hot pink bologna here somewhere,
Somewhere.
and if I can't find it, I don't need it. It's
Mhm.
alright. It's okay. I'll just go home empty-handed. It's no
Right.
big deal."
I don't it's fine.
Well, then Kathy's like, "Well, what if you really need it?" I was like, "Then I better really try to find it." And she's
Yeah.
like, "You seriously don't ask for help?" And I was like, "It's not about asking for help. It's about bothering people. Like, one, I don't want to be made to look an idiot. Like,
Mhm.
allow me to put my pride up. I don't want to be made to look like an idiot because if it is right behind me, I'll tell you right now, inside the little me in my head is gonna like
It's
fall on the
dead.
ground,
It's dead right then and
yeah,
there.
crumple into oblivion and be like, 'You fucking moron.'
If you had just turned
Yeah,
around.
if you turn around and open your goddamn eyes."
Yup. Yeah. No, I try when I go to the store by myself, I don't ask for people for help.
It's
When I'm with John, on the other hand, I have to, or else he's gonna get pissed. Or he gets annoyed. And I'm
really
like,
make
just
him do it.
just go ask for help because I can't deal with your cussing up a store because you can't find the freaking
The
thing.
hot pink bologna.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my god, just take a breather, dude. It's not that
I will
serious.
Google it before I
Seriously.
ask somebody. I will
I've done
Google
it
the
too.
shit out of it.
City Market app, my best friend.
Um,
Walmart app,
oh yeah.
oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, if I can't find it at Walmart, then it doesn't exist. It just doesn't exist.
Yeah, no, I'll be like, finally, if I'm like, okay, I'm looking down the said aisle that they told me, and I look down 2 aisles before and after, and I can't find it, I guess I will go find a worker. But then I'm like,
Oh, see, I'm like, can't find baking soda. What can I substitute for baking soda?
that's what I do at the house,
It's
and I'm
like
like, I
when
can't
you can't
find
find sweet potatoes, how do you not ask a worker
for sweet
for sweet
potatoes.
potatoes?
That's how I am at the house. Cause I'm like, with Wilma and Dave, I'm like, we made soup. Some like the tomato
Pea soup?
piece, or no, not pea, like tomato beef or pork soup that they
Oh,
have
okay.
from
I got you. I know
HelloFresh.
what you're talking about.
And I couldn't find, what is it? The thickener, cornstarch.
Cornstarch.
All right. So, cornstarch, couldn't find it. And so instead of asking my mother, "Hey mom, where's the cornstarch? I can't find it in any of the baking shells we have." I just looked up what can replace cornstarch instead of talking to my mom about cornstarch. And I was like,
You need to Google
flour. Flour.
flour and butter. And if
Yeah.
you melt it and mix it together, it makes a roux, it makes everything thicker.
Yeah,
And
I
it
just put
actually tastes better. Because technically,
cornstarch takes away a lot of flavoring.
yes, and cornstarch is used for a slurry, not a gravy. And flour and butter and water is made for like soups and like brown gravies. And
hmm
just call your best friend next time.
Well, and the weird part, so I was following the HelloFresh recipe, and they have
Ah,
cornstarch in their recipe and not flour.
that's weird.
Yeah. And so I was like, I'm either gonna dump this whole thing down the drain and I'm gonna be done with this, or I gotta figure out another thing to replace cornstarch because I want to make this soup. Kind of made it a little bit into like a gravy more because I put too
Yeah.
much flour into it, but it was still really good.
Was the flour clumpy? Because
Nope,
that's the other thing. I have to put it in a separate container, otherwise it like clumps up.
no, it wasn't grumpy at all. Mm-mm.
I'm texting Joel for drinks. Do you want anything? I said, can you get me a large ice water, please?
Same,
Yeah,
yeah.
make that too. Figured.
All hubbies.
Yes, please. Serve memories.
Oh goodness.
I guess we could wrap this one up.
Yes.
Maybe we'll record another one.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that'd be
might be
fun.
feeling froggy.
Right? You never know.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, what time is it? Yeah. And with that, thanks for listening. But yeah.
Bye.
Bye.